In this video, I'm going to take you through how you create a buying environment where clients are brought to you with magnetic marketing without spending hours posting content on social media or spending a fortune on paid ads. So, if you are trying to get new clients by posting content and expecting fast results, you're probably going to struggle and you're probably going to be quite disappointed. Have you ever tried to grow a following on a platform, but it just never ever seems to bite? You don't get traction, it doesn't grow. You wonder why it works for some people, but it doesn't work for you. The reality is, it's probably not your fault. You can create great content, it can be the best content, but it never gets anywhere. It doesn't get out there, right? Nobody ever sees it. Or maybe you feel like you post all day long, but you're shouting into a void. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that social media doesn't have its place. It does. I post on platforms all the time, but for different reason. Social media does have its place when it comes to long-term plays. However, if you're trying to get fast traction and build, you need to get attention. But here's the issue. Social media platforms are actually working against you. The objectives of the platform are completely different to what your objectives are. You're trying to get people off the platform into your world to buying things or working with you. The social media platform, if it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, the goal is to keep them on the platform. That's what the platform is trying to do, maximize the amount of time spent on the platform. So you may think, okay, well, that means it's going to push people more and more to my videos. If I give them one video they like, it's going to push more and more of my videos to them. It doesn't usually work like that. Have you ever been scrolling? I'm going to ask you this one question. Have you ever been scrolling on TikTok? Let's say you've liked someone's content. You thought that's great content. I want more of that. I'm going to follow them. But then all of a sudden, after you do this, you never see them again at any point. These platforms are masters of human behavior. They understand how we operate, right? They really master the art of, or the understanding of, shiny object syndrome. It's chasing dopamine. That's what shiny object syndrome is, right? We all know what that is, for jumping from one thing to the next. Well, the reality is, deep down, what it is chasing dopamine. They always want that hit of dopamine. People always want new and shiny things. So instead of showing them more of your content, which pushes them off the platform into your world, the platform knows they can keep a user's attention by constantly showing them new content and new creators, because it chases that, gives them that hit, that dopamine hit over and over and over again, because it's always shiny and new. You are then left in a bit of a difficult situation. In order to attract clients, you need a user to consume your content and quite a lot of it. But the platform only wants to sprinkle your content every so often to achieve their own goal of maximizing the length of time on the platform. So you're basically fighting against a power that you just can't win against. So how do you actually bring clients in and have them want to buy from you? Well, the secret is getting the attention. Obvious, right? You don't want to compete in the social media environment. If you compete in this environment, you're competing against thousands of creators for the attention of one single prospect. Think about this slightly differently, right? Think about it as if you're at a concert for an artist of some kind, right? And normally what happens is the creator, the artist, is on the stage and the consumers, the users, are in the audience. There's thousands of them and there's one creator. Well, on social media, it's the exact opposite. There's one prospect, one phone that you're on, but there's thousands of creators competing for the attention on that person's phone. So is that an environment you want to be in? If you imagine yourself lined up with thousands of 50,000 creators all competing for that one person's attention, is that the environment you think is a good thing to win in or compete in? Probably not. There are better ways to do this, which I'm going to come on to. So it's so easy for that prospect to just scroll on to the next person. It's so easy. There's no friction, right? They encourage it. They make it so easy just to scroll through all the prospects. Now, this also comes down to what the priorities are. When someone consumes your content, you want them focused on the problem that you can fix. You want them in that zone. Think about a sales call, right? The reason sales calls work is because when you're on the call with the prospect, you are presenting the problems, you're making them feel the pain of the problem, and then you're delivering the solution, which is your service. Social media, they're not in that environment. They're not in that problem state. Then you can't get them into the solution state. You can't do that because There's always something new. They could be in the state when they watch your 90-second video, right? Your reel. They could be in the problem state, but then the next thing they see is something funny, like a funny video where it makes them happy, gives them that hit of dopamine, and all of a sudden they're not in that problem state anymore. They're happy, they've forgotten about it. The problem's still there, but they're not in the position to deal with it because they've had that dopamine hit. They've had what they were craving. So that's the environment that you are competing in when it comes to social media. So what do we do? How do we get the attention and actually market and convert into customers? Well, the secret is actually in isolating the attention. Imagine you could create an environment where you had the attention of the prospect and there were no other creators trying to get their attention. When they consumed your content, that's it. This would indoctrinate them into your world. This means that you're not competing for attention anymore. You have the attention. Now, one of the secrets here is if you have a paywall, some kind of thing they have to purchase in front of your content, people are going to take it more seriously. It doesn't really matter what the price point is. If they pay something, they consume it with more attention. The more attention you have, the better this will be and the more value you can provide. As you do this, you then create a buying environment. You've got the attention, it's isolated, you're delivering immense amounts of value in that isolated chamber, so to speak. You're creating a buying environment. You're not trying to sell anything to anyone. You're not trying to sell. You have their attention, they come to you. By doing this, you create an extremely powerful ecosystem that you don't have to sell, you don't have to promote. All you have to do is position and have higher end products as an option as your next steps, and people are going to come forwards to you because of the value you provide. Now, over the years, I've seen lots of people, so many of them, worry about sales calls and not feeling as if they're good at closing. It's the same with the sales team. They're often fired. Sales team are often fired because they don't close, right? If they don't close, they're not doing their job. Yet it's never the salesperson, it's never the sales team, it's never the salesperson. It's always how that call happens or how that call materializes. If it's an ice cold lead and they're expecting to be sold, it's so much harder, yet that's what most sales teams are provided with, ice cold leads. If you create the environment where people want to be there, they indoctrinate into your world, they approach you for the sale. And half the time, you don't even need a sales call. This is incredibly powerful, and the secret is in isolating the attention. So how can we isolate the attention? That's our next problem. Well, it all comes back to the secret of the ladder funnel. If we use a ladder funnel, we can bring buyers in with a high value introductory offer, which isolates their attention. We can isolate it in multiple different places here, right? Our goal is this service over here, but we can isolate the attention on the intro product because we've got the paywall. This is the paywall I was talking about. Then you've got increased attention with a recurring offer where they're paying monthly to be there. You've then got their attention, on steroids essentially because they're paying more and they're paying monthly, and you can keep the value content flowing. You can keep it fresh. They're really, really going to be indoctrinated at this point. And it's a perfect way where you can then ascend them into other offers because they trust you. The trust is there. The value is there. They appreciate it. Their attention is not in 10 different places. They're with you. So it makes your life a lot easier, and it makes their life easier as well because they don't have the decision to make anymore. That's the beauty of it. Now, I always like to tell our members to take a step back and watch what I do. Obviously, I give them the content and tell them what to do, but I always tell them, look, if you want confirmation of this, just take a step back, view it analytically, and watch what I do. Because what I'm telling you to do, I'm actually doing it myself. This indoctrination is incredibly powerful. I can't stress how powerful this is. This means that I have diverted their attention away from social platforms into different portals that we have. It means I have their attention, they consume my content, and they join my world. Once they have a connection with you, they start to pay more and more and more attention. They build that trust up, which draws them to you. It's magnetic. This is what you need to do. You need to use a ladder funnel and paid ads to bring people into your world. The power of the funnel is that it breaks even, meaning you don't have the cost really associated with bringing leads in, it resets for you. This means you can put the paywall in front of your content, which earns more attention and isolates it within your client portal. That's the beauty of it. Once they indoctrinate, they're committed, and as long as you provide value, they're drawn to you more and more and more. This creates a magnetic effect where they want more from you. Then, when you do drop an offer, they buy. This is your internal audience. Yet it all starts with the understanding that audience isolation and attention is essential. This is why you need to master the ladder funnel. I've got lots of videos on this that will show you the ropes. If this is all you do, do this. This will put an end to the question, where do I get clients from? You do this, you isolate the attention and allow people to indoctrinate without the distractions of social media. That's the secret. If you like this type of content, make sure you like the video, you subscribe to my channel for more, and any questions, just let me know in the comments below.